Have you ever noticed how some men can walk into a room and instantly draw attention? Not just from women, but from everyone around them. It's as if the world subtly shifts toward them. And then there are others, men who try, who put in effort, who follow all the rules of dating, yet somehow nothing works. No matter how charming they try to be, no matter how much they compliment or impress, women seem uninterested. Why is that? Is it charm? Looks? Money? The answer is no. Those things may open doors, but they don't create true primal attraction. Real attraction runs much deeper. It's rooted in energy, psychology, and a hidden current that most men never learn to navigate. There's a part of every woman's mind that remains largely hidden, even from herself. It's not invisible. It's simply unspoken, unacknowledged, and unclaimed. It's the place where her deepest desires, instincts, and primal impulses live. It's the part she keeps locked away behind politeness, social expectations, and the mask she presents to the world. Most men only interact with her surface, the persona she shows. The polite, agreeable, socially acceptable version of herself. They compliment her, they agree with her opinions, they try to make her laugh. They nod at everything she says, hoping that by aligning with this surface, they'll spark desire. But here's the paradox. Her real desire never lies there. It hides in the shadows, her unspoken instinctive world. The part of her psyche that even she is hesitant to admit exists. And the shocking truth? It's exactly this hidden side, the raw, unfiltered part of her mind that she secretly prays you never discover. Because most men will never see it. They will never understand it. They will keep chasing the surface, performing for the persona, and in doing so, they remain invisible to the part of her that truly feels desire. But what if you could see it? What if you could step beyond her polite social mask and interact with the shadow? The hidden realm where attraction really lives. Today we are going to do exactly that. We're going to uncover 3 powerful mechanisms that awaken this hidden side of attraction. Mechanisms that most men either ignore or completely misunderstand. Once you understand these, everything changes. You stop competing with other men. You stop chasing approval. You stop trying to impress her with words, jokes, or charm. Instead, you begin to activate something far more primal, magnetic, and irresistible. This isn't about tricks. It isn't about manipulation. It's about alignment, aligning your energy, your presence, and your actions with the invisible psychological forces that govern desire. When you do, women don't just notice you. They instinctively feel pulled toward you. They feel tension, curiosity, and attraction that bypasses reasoning entirely. By the end of this video, you will understand how to occupy space with calm authority that draws her in without effort, engage her mind and attention without saying too much, creating a magnetic tension she can't resist, inspire voluntary surrender not by controlling her, but by being a man whose presence naturally commands her instinctual response. And once you master these 3 forces, you will stop being just another man who tries to gain attention. You will become the man who awakens desire without needing to ask for it. Chase it or negotiate it. Part 1, The Shadow of Attraction. Psychologist Carl Jung introduced the concept of the shadow, a hidden side of the human psyche where unacknowledged desires, fears, and instincts reside. It's a place most people avoid looking at because it contains raw, uncomfortable truths about themselves. In women, this shadow is the heart of deep attraction, the place where instinctual desire is born. On the surface, she may appear polite, composed, and socially agreeable. She may say she wants a kind, gentle, patient man. She may smile at your compliments, nod at your jokes, and seem impressed by your gestures. But her shadow, the hidden part of her psyche, craves something much different: tension, direction, power, and presence. Most men fail because they engage only with her surface. They focus on pleasing the socially acceptable version of her. They over-explain themselves, overcompensate, and seek approval. They try to fit the mold of the perfect gentleman, assuming this is what will trigger desire. But desire is not triggered by politeness. It's triggered by contrast, by a man who occupies emotional space without begging for attention. A man whose presence signals independence and strength. Understanding this distinction is critical. If you learn to interact with her shadow rather than her persona, attraction becomes almost automatic. The man who sees this unspoken world and navigates it correctly can bypass competition entirely. And this is where the 3 hidden mechanisms of attraction come into play. Secret 1, calm dominance. The first secret is calm dominance, and it's far more subtle than most men realize. Calm dominance is not about aggression. It's not about loud declarations of power or trying to control her every move. It's a quiet, steady confidence that signals you are grounded, centered, and moving forward with purpose. Women instinctively sense this energy. It creates tension, magnetism, and trust, all without a single word. Imagine walking into a room where a man moves as if the space naturally belongs to him. He doesn't fight for attention. He doesn't scramble to impress. He doesn't seek validation. He simply exists in a state of calm certainty, fully aware of who he is and what he wants. That energy alone sparks desire. She doesn't need words. She feels it in her body. Many men sabotage themselves because they are desperate to be liked. They bend over backward, overcompensate, and adjust their behavior to gain approval. But when you shrink to meet her expectations, her body perceives weakness. Desire fades. The fantasy of being led disappears. Calm dominance is about stability, not control. It's the energy that communicates. I know who I am, I know where I'm going, and my world does not revolve around needing your approval. Practical application of calm dominance. Enter spaces as if you belong. Before you speak, your body language, pace, and posture should convey confidence. Walk as if you already have your place in the world. Speak with measured confidence, avoid over-explaining. A simple, concise statement carries far more weight than a long-winded justification. Lead without asking. Offer direction instead of asking permission. For example, instead of, "What do you want to do tonight?" say, "We're going here tonight." This shows decisiveness and security. When applied correctly, calm dominance creates a delicate tension. She feels both safe and excited, drawn to your presence without you needing to chase it. Secret 2. Mental invasion. The second secret is mental invasion, a subtle skill that trips up almost every man. Most men mistakenly believe that to attract women, they must reveal themselves fully. They tell their stories, boast, or try to impress with achievements. They think, if she knows me, she'll like me. But attraction doesn't work this way. Women are not moved by what you reveal about yourself. They are moved by how deeply you perceive them. Mental invasion is about noticing subtle cues, the way she tilts her head, the shift in her eyes, the micro movements of her body. It's about silently observing and interpreting her energy, responding in ways that she doesn't consciously notice but instinctively feels. Ordinary men seek to be interesting. Magnetic men seek to be interpreted. They create mystery and curiosity, forcing her mind to engage in silent interpretation. This tension activates desire on a subconscious level. Practical exercises for mental invasion. 15-second silent observation. Look at her and notice subtle gestures without speaking. Let her actions guide your response. Respond to micro-signals. If she leans forward slightly, mirror her posture subtly. If her voice softens, adjust your tone. Avoid seeking approval. Let your silence and presence speak louder than words. This creates an irresistible psychological pull. She feels seen, yet challenged. Her dopamine spikes and instinctual attraction awakens. Mental invasion turns a simple interaction into a charged psychological experience. Secret 3. Voluntary submission. The third secret is voluntary submission, and it's often misunderstood. Before you misinterpret this, let me be clear. This isn't about coercion, manipulation, or forcing control. Women are not attracted to men who dominate through weakness or intimidation. Instead, they are drawn to men whose presence allows them to let go willingly. She wants a man whose internal direction is so solid, so grounded that she feels safe to release her social persona. She wants to surrender instinctively. Not because she is weak, but because your energy signals clarity, stability, and leadership. The danger is in seeking guarantees, reciprocation, or validation. Men who constantly try to secure affection or approval destroy this fantasy. True attraction doesn't arise from demanding her attention. It arises from living with direction and emotional consistency. Practical application of voluntary submission. Move with purpose. In your life and interactions, have a clear trajectory. Be a man of action, not words. Lead through energy, not instructions. Create an emotional climate she can align with. Your presence should naturally invite her to follow. Stay consistent under pressure. When her emotions fluctuate, remain grounded. This stability allows her to feel safe and surrender voluntarily. Voluntary submission awakens her primal instinct, the instinct to flow toward a man who creates direction without demanding compliance. This is where desire becomes irresistible, because it is activated without words or conscious negotiation. How these three secrets interact. Calm dominance, mental invasion, and voluntary submission are not separate skills. They work together to create what I call the magnetic field of attraction. When a man masters these three, women instinctively feel drawn. Desire is awakened without a word. He doesn't have to perform attraction. It emanates naturally. Think of it like gravity. You don't make planets orbit the sun by asking nicely. Their orbits follow natural forces. Similarly, when you activate these mechanisms, women are drawn to your energy without needing to understand why. Common mistakes men make. Even when men understand the principles of attraction, they often self-sabotage in ways they don't even realize. The problem isn't always ignorance, it's unconscious behavior, old habits, and emotional patterns that kill attraction before it even has a chance to develop. Here are the most common mistakes. 1. Over-explaining actions. Many men feel the need to justify every choice, every move, and every decision they make. For example, I thought we could go here, but only if you like it. I was thinking maybe somewhere else. What this does is collapse calm dominance. Instead of projecting quiet confidence, the man signals hesitation, uncertainty, and neediness. Women instinctively sense it. The attraction disappears because her body perceives a lack of stability and direction. Calm dominance is about acting from clarity, not seeking permission or validation for every move. 2. Chasing attention. Chasing attention is a subtle but deadly habit. It shows up in constant texting, over-commenting on social media, or trying too hard to be noticed in person. When a man chases, he communicates desperation. Instead of creating mental intrigue, he floods the space with predictability. Women's instincts are wired to respond to tension, challenge, and subtle dominance, not to someone who follows them like a shadow. Mental invasion requires space and presence, not pursuit. 3. Seeking validation. Seeking validation, asking for reciprocation, reassurance, or approval, is one of the fastest ways to destroy voluntary submission. For example, a man might say, "Do you like me? Are you enjoying this?" Or, "I hope I'm doing this right." These questions signal insecurity. Women instinctively detect the need behind the words, and desire immediately diminishes. True attraction arises from clarity, stability, and internal certainty, not from a request for approval. Women are natural lie detectors. Their instincts have evolved over millions of years to pick up even subtle signs of neediness, fear, or overcompensation. Any attempt to fake calm dominance, mental invasion, or voluntary submission will fail. Authenticity is non-negotiable. Your internal state, your energy, and your presence must reflect the principles you are applying. Practical daily routine to activate these secrets. Understanding these concepts is one thing. Applying them consistently in real life is what turns knowledge into magnetic presence. Here's a step-by-step routine to embed these principles into your daily life. 1. Morning centering. Start each day grounded in your purpose. Before checking your phone, social media, or messages, take a few minutes to visualize your goals and your trajectory. Ask yourself, who am I today? What energy do I want to project? How can I lead in my life without seeking approval? This internal alignment is the foundation of calm dominance. Your external actions flow naturally from a centered internal state. A man who begins the day grounded communicates stability in every interaction before he even speaks. 2. Observation practice. Practice silent observation for at least 15 seconds in interactions with women or anyone in social situations. Notice micro-expressions, a subtle shift in posture, a flick of the eyes, the way she gestures with her hands. Before responding, ask yourself, what is she communicating without words? How can I align my energy without asking or over-explaining? This trains mental invasion. By observing first and responding second, you create tension and intrigue naturally. Over time, this becomes second nature. Women notice that you see them in ways no one else does. 3. Directional living. In every environment, whether at work, in social settings, or personal projects, move with purpose and trajectory. Know where you're going, even in small moments. Decide where to go without asking for approval. Offer solutions instead of suggestions. Lead in small ways, like planning a meetup or making a decision that affects both of you. When your direction is clear, women instinctively respond to your energy. Voluntary submission is born when your presence creates alignment naturally, without demands. 4. Energy check. At the end of each day, assess your energy. Were you needy, reactive, or seeking approval, or were you stable, grounded, and purposeful? Attraction is energy, not words. You can say all the right things, but if your internal energy is unstable, desire disappears. Developing an awareness of your energy state allows you to correct missteps before they impact your interactions. Why this routine works. Consistency in these 4 steps: morning centering, observation practice, directional living, and energy checks strengthens your magnetic field. It trains your mind and body to naturally project calm dominance, mental invasion, and voluntary submission. Over time, women feel drawn to your presence without effort. You stop chasing attention or approval. Interactions become effortless and charged with natural tension. Attraction arises instinctively, not because you try to create it. In essence, this routine transforms internal alignment into external magnetism. The man who masters it is no longer just a nice guy. He becomes someone whose energy commands attention, activates desire, and shapes the emotional field of any interaction. Conclusion: emotional dominance without ego. True attraction is not about manipulation. It's about emotional dominance rooted in authenticity. A woman fears the man who reads her shadow because it bypasses all her social defenses. He doesn't compete. He doesn't chase. He simply occupies a center of power she cannot ignore. When you combine calm dominance, mental invasion, and voluntary submission, she doesn't choose to be attracted. She feels it. Your energy sets the emotional climate. Her body and mind respond instinctively. Remember, you cannot fake this. If your inside trembles with neediness, no amount of performance will work. The feminine mind detects it instantly, but when your internal state aligns with these principles, you shift the entire atmosphere. You become the man who doesn't just attract but activates instinctual desire. This is the kind of man women rarely forget. The kind of man who enters a room and immediately changes the emotional field. The kind of man who doesn't need her approval to exist. And paradoxically, this is exactly what makes her want to give it.